Imagine the AI landscape, dominated by just a few tech titans. Now picture a challenger stepping in. Someone whose track record includes, well, completely reshaping industries, from space travel to electric vehicles.
Yeah, it's not just another competitor entering the field. This sounds more like a potential earthquake.
Exactly. It could redefine artificial intelligence as we know it. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a fascinating hypothetical. Elon Musk's strategic assault on the AI domain with a new, let's say, audacious company called Macrohard.
Macrohard.
This isn't just another tech launch announcement. It's about a fundamentally different philosophy for AI's future, built on a very specific vision of control and integration. For this deep dive, we're drawing from an analysis titled Macrohard, El asalto estratégico de Elon Musk al dominio de Microsoft en la inteligencia artificial. Our mission, for you listening, is to unpack the strategic, the technological, even the philosophical angles of this potential move.
And really examine how it aims to shake up the status quo, right?
Yeah.
Potentially redefine the whole industry. Well, the existing AI scene it's truly dominated by giants, wouldn't you say? You've got Microsoft, which is, deeply tied in with OpenAI.
Right.
Then there's Google's DeepMind driving Gemini, and Meta is pushing hard with their own models too.
It feels pretty consolidated, even with all the rapid innovation. Almost predictable in a way.
Yeah, the main players and their basic approaches have been fairly clear.
Okay, so let's really dig into this then. Elon Musk. His history at SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, and X, formerly Twitter. He just has this knack for walking into established industries and turning them completely upside down.
It's quite remarkable. Reusable rockets were sci-fi, EVs were niche.
Exactly. And now brain chips. So this hypothetical Macrohard, it really feels like the endpoint of his long-running crusade for what he calls safe AI.
And crucially, AI under his direct control and influence. That seems key.
Absolutely. His past ventures aren't just success stories. They're almost like blueprints for how he dismantles the old way and builds something new. It's not about just joining the club. It's about transformation.
So what would the strategy actually look like? What are the objectives?
Right. To really get the scale of this potential disruption, we need to peel back the layers of Macrohard's strategic objectives. These aren't just business goals. They feel like a direct challenge to the DNA of today's AI.
Okay.
So the first big objective, according to our source material, is going head-to-head with the closed models. Think Microsoft Azure AI, OpenAI.
The established players.
Macrohard wants to offer an alternative, one that prioritizes transparency and maybe more open access, perhaps through open source models or, more permissive licenses.
Which is interesting because in a world where security and proprietary data are huge concerns for businesses, how does that open access promise really differentiate itself?
It's a great question. What are the risks versus the rewards compared to, say, Google's or Microsoft's more lockdown approach?
And a critical aspect here, I think, is that Macrohard wouldn't just be about offering, large language models, LLMs.
No, it's bigger than that.
If you connect the dots, it looks like it's about deeply integrating AI into what you might call a unified technological stack. It really leans into that vertical integration idea.
Controlling every single layer, right,
Yeah.
from the silicon up to the app.
Exactly. We're talking hardware, like Tesla's Dojo chips, software, social networks like X, connectivity via Starlink, maybe even Neuralink down the line for brain-machine interfaces.
Wow, that raises a huge question, though. Can one company really integrate all those incredibly complex, diverse pieces effectively on that kind of scale?
It's a vision of, unprecedented synergy, but also, immense complexity.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting and maybe a bit controversial. Macrohard would apparently position ethical and safe AI as a core market advantage.
Ah, the Musk mantra.
He's consistently pushed these principles: secure development, human oversight, bias prevention, trying to tap into those growing public and academic worries about AI risks.
But isn't safe AI a highly subjective term, especially coming from him, someone known for pushing boundaries, sometimes relentlessly?
Good point. How does Macrohard plan to build trust in its definition of safety, particularly when that perception of centralized control is so core to his whole vision?
It's a potential conflict right there.
And finally, Macrohard wouldn't just exist in isolation. It'd be designed to revitalize and, frankly, supercharge the X platform.
Ah, so feeding back into his existing properties.
The idea seems to be transforming X from just a social network into a true all-in-one application, all powered by advanced AI.
So think Much better analytics, maybe hyper-personalized recommendations.
Recommendations that actually anticipate what you want, yeah.
Yeah.
And sophisticated content creation tools built right in. That would fundamentally change how people use X.
Offering a level of utility that current social platforms, well, they don't really have.
Now let's talk about the near-term goals. What's the blueprint for disruption look like in the first, say, 1 to 3 years? These are pretty ambitious.
Extremely ambitious. Technically, the aim is to launch a foundational model, maybe called Macromind 1.
Macromind 1, okay.
And this model wouldn't just be competitive. The goal is for it to equal or even surpass benchmarks set by the current leaders, like GPT-4 Turbo or Gemini Ultra 1.0.
Not just raw power, though, right?
No, the emphasis, crucially, is on tasks like reasoning and fact verification.
So what does that mean in practice? Reasoning and fact verification. Like complex problem solving, connecting disparate information.
Exactly, or maybe sifting through conflicting online sources to give you a verified summary. It's a huge technical lift, pushing the boundaries of what current AI does well.
And the infrastructure to support that.
Well, that's the next piece. The plan involves building massive computing capacity.
Right, and this leverages Tesla's expertise in chip design, the Dojo D1, D2 chips.
Precisely. The goal is to reduce dependence on NVIDIA, control costs. Dojo's architecture isn't just about power. It's specialized, modular, designed for cost-effective scaling, specifically for neural network training.
Like for autonomous driving.
Yeah, that was the initial focus. This bespoke approach could potentially bypass the bottlenecks you see with general-purpose GPUs. It gives Macrohard a unique potential infrastructure edge.
Independence is key to their strategy then. Scaling fast without relying on outside suppliers.
And then there's adoption.
Right, adoption. The goal here is forging strategic alliances, getting at least, 3 Fortune 500 companies and 10 elite universities to adopt the Macrohard AI platform?
Which isn't just about user numbers, it's critical for validating the models in diverse real-world settings.
But convincing 10 top universities to shift research focus or 3 major companies to trust core operations to a new platform, that takes more than just good tech, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It requires a truly compelling value proposition, something the existing players can't match. Almost irresistible.
Okay, and the last piece.
Community building. Critically, they aim to cultivate a developer community of over 1 million users.
Offering attractive tools, APIs, foundational models.
Yeah, it highlights just how vital developer buy-in is for any new platform's long-term health and innovation.
Again, a challenge. What kind of incentives or unique tools would actually pull 1 million developers away from established ecosystems like Google's or Microsoft's into something brand new?
That's the hurdle. It strikes me, though, Macrohard wouldn't be starting totally from scratch, would it? What are the foundational pillars Musk can actually leverage from his existing empire?
You're absolutely right. This wouldn't happen in a vacuum. It would leverage critical pillars Musk has spent years building. First, and maybe the most tangible, is hardware.
The Dojo supercomputer.
Exactly. Tesla developed it specifically for training neural networks for autonomous vehicle computer vision. A 2023 Tesla AI study details its unique architecture, its scalability.
And it's not just any supercomputer, it's tailored for efficiency and AI training.
Right, so Macrohard could tap into this proven, specialized infrastructure to train its LLMs, potentially sidestepping the GPU scarcity problem, cutting costs.
Giving it a key advantage over competitors who rely on third-party, general-purpose hardware. It's like having a custom-built engine for your specific race car.
Yeah, good analogy.
And another crucial point is Musk's very vocal focus on truth and transparency.
Right, he's openly criticized what he sees as ideological biases, hallucinations, false information in current LLMs.
His existing project, Grok on X, is already marketed with that touch of rebellion, accessing real-time data, sometimes tackling topics other AIs might sidestep.
Macrohard would likely amplify this, right?
Yeah.
Trying to differentiate by institutionalizing transparency.
Perhaps through deep integration with X's API for real-time data, a greater emphasis on verification, maybe source citations, confidence ratings for generated info.
It fits. Research like in Mark Kokelberg's 2020 book, AI Ethics, really underscores the need for algorithmic transparency and bias mitigation. This feels like a direct response to that public concern.
Not just a tech fix, but addressing a real worry.
So what does this all mean when you put it together? Musk's consistent strategy has always been that vertical integration, controlling the whole supply chain, the whole ecosystem.
Macrohard looks like the ultimate expression of that.
Deeply interconnected with his other ventures. Linked directly with X, think of the data source that provides, and a testing ground for social AI apps.
integrated with Starlink for low-latency AI anywhere globally. Imagine the markets that opens up maritime, agriculture, defense, places without great traditional internet.
And long-term, Neuralink could become the ultimate physical interface, merging biological and artificial intelligence.
That synergy is incredibly powerful. It's something giants like Microsoft, Google, or Amazon can't easily replicate because they don't control all those diverse fundamental layers.
It's an ecosystem play, not just selling a product.
Yeah. And if Macrohard actually materializes, it would genuinely trigger a kind of war of
A
paradigm.
clash of philosophies.
You'd see this stark contrast, the dominant closed model, Microsoft OpenAI style, versus Macrohard's potentially more open yet deeply integrated approach.
Though it's unlikely he'd open source everything, right?
Probably not all the core IP, no. Maybe a hybrid model. Really smaller, open source models to build community goodwill, but keep the most powerful stuff under tight control.
That clash, closed box versus a more transparent ecosystem, could really redefine the industry's future direction.
It's a profound thought. This isn't just about selling AI as a service like Microsoft largely does with Azure.
No, Musk would be selling an entire vision, the total integration of AI into this sprawling, interconnected digital and physical universe.
It's way broader, more ambitious than just offering API access or cloud tools. It's like a new operating system for society, in a way.
Wow.
And what's really striking here is how safe AI would shift. It moves from being mainly a conference topic or a regulatory issue
To a central marketing argument, a commercial battleground.
Exactly, which raises an important question. How will that influence industry standards, public perception? Will consumers genuinely prioritize safe AI when choosing platforms?
And how will existing companies react? Will we see a real race for more verifiable, transparent AI, or will safety just become another marketing buzzword?
That remains to be seen.
Ultimately, Macrohard definitely has the potential to accelerate innovation across the board. By challenging norms, pushing for transparency, it could force others to be more open, more accountable.
And maybe decentralize power a bit by offering a viable, integrated alternative.
But, and this is a big but, success isn't guaranteed. Execution is everything. We've seen some of Musk's most ambitious projects.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say the timelines can be optimistic.
Remember autonomous vehicles by 2018, Mars colonization in the 2020s. The vision is often grander than the immediate flawless rollout.
Of course, no grand vision like this comes without massive hurdles. What are some of the critical challenges Macrohard would realistically face?
Well, the first one is just colossal, the sheer cost.
Right. Training these frontier models takes hundreds of millions, maybe billions of dollars.
And even with Musk's resources, competing with the cash flow of Microsoft, Google, Amazon companies with basically unlimited R&D budgets, that's a monumental task.
And we mentioned Dojo's potential, but its scalability for general-purpose LLMs at the level needed to truly rival GPT-4 or Gemini.
That's still largely unproven at massive scale. It adds another layer of risk to that huge financial outlay.
It also raises an important question, doesn't it? Especially given Musk's past criticisms about concentrated AI power.
The hypocrisy curse.
Yeah. How would he manage the perception that he's criticizing AI power concentration only to build his own potentially closed AI empire?
Managing that narrative, demonstrating genuinely open and ethical governance, that would be an enormous PR challenge, and a substantive one, too.
The story around Macrohard, how it aligns with his stated principles, that'll be just as critical as the tech itself.
Then there's talent. The AI talent market is incredibly tight. It's a feeding frenzy out there.
Microsoft, Google, Apple. They have almost unlimited resources to keep their top people happy. Generous pay, often more traditional, stable company cultures.
Musk would need to lure top researchers and engineers away from those giants, often into a company culture that's famously intense, demanding, fast-paced. Very different.
That talent war will be fierce, absolutely crucial for their technical goals.
And it's particularly striking that such an aggressive, vertically integrated play would immediately grab the attention of antitrust regulators, EU, US, everywhere.
Oh, definitely. The deep integration with X, Tesla, Starlink.
Right.
Regulators could easily see that as an attempt to create a too-big-to-fail conglomerate.
Which could lead to significant legal roadblocks. They're already wary of tech monopolies. Combining all that data, hardware, network power under one roof, that would face heavy scrutiny for market dominance, potential anti-competitive practices, even before it fully launches.
Yeah, they'd be under the microscope from day one.
And finally, there's that track record we mentioned, Musk's optimistic timelines.
Autonomous vehicles, Mars travel, AI is incredibly complex, fast-moving, often unpredictable.
A rushed launch or significant technical failures early on could just destroy Macrohard's credibility from the start, especially if you're promising safe and truthful AI.
The pressure to deliver on those high expectations, meet those ambitious 1-3-year goals, it would be immense. Failure there could be fatal.
Absolutely.
So we've explored this audacious vision of Macrohard, Elon Musk's potential powerhouse entry into the AI arena. We've looked at the incredible opportunities, but also the formidable challenges it faces.
It really feels like more than just technology. It's a clash of philosophies, isn't it? About how AI should be built, controlled, and woven into our lives.
Exactly. Which brings us to a final thought.
Yeah, this raises an important question for you, the listener, to consider. In a world that seems to crave mythical and transparent AI, but is also driven by intense competition and incredibly rapid innovation, which paradigm do you think is more likely to shape the future of artificial intelligence? Is it Musk's integrated, controlled ecosystem vision?
Or is it the more distributed, service-oriented approach we see from the existing tech giants? Something to mull over.